Hello, darling. This is River Roaring, celebrating the luminous life force in us all. Hello, darling. I'm River Roaring, and this episode is about the desire drive. Is what you're doing today exactly what you want to do today? If not, why not? Desire. Desire has gotten a bad name. Was it the Buddhists? Was it the Puritans? I know in Buddhism there's some negative talk about desire, and I've explored that with teachings and teachers. And I know that there's a Puritan view that desire is bad, that pleasure is bad, and that was part of the founding concepts of our country. Not the only ones, but that was in there. And etc., etc. There have been more voices inside of spirituality and religion and other places that have just given desire a bad name. And as a result, I believe that this has gone so far in our society that most of us are no longer living a life in consent at all. A life out of consent altogether. Forget consent with sex. Is your life in consent? And if it's not, why are you continuing to do what you don't want to do every day? Why are you letting life lead you around on a short leash? We did not come here to toil and labor against our will. We did not come here to accomplish everyone else's mission. You did not come here with your human sexuality just to serve others sexually. You did not come here to wake up to an alarm that you did not ever want to set every morning. You did not come here to sit in traffic for hours that you don't want to be sitting in. You did not come here to Earth to work in a toxic work environment for someone else's goals and missions that you don't even agree with. True consent has nothing to do with obligation. It's not just permission. It's not enduring or tolerating or people-pleasing or wishing for something different or hinting that we could have something different. Why are we living a life so far out of consent? So far away from what we would actually choose with our own desire. Not just in bed, but in all of our entire life. I believe that desire and our desire drive is the most beautiful part of ourself. And it's time to reclaim desire and the desire drive. I believe our deepest desire is what the highest version of ourself wants. That there's actually a nuclear power plant full of energy inside you that wants to be expressed and become your ally. And it's your desire, your deep desire. Because in my experience of working with people with desire, the question is not, is my desire good or bad? The question is, where's my desire coming from? I think like the deepest desire for a lot of people is a deep, loving heart connection with another that over time becomes more and more nourishing and maybe lasts forever. And maybe we have that with more than one person. Deep, loving heart connection. So when I say desire, and I say the question is, where does it come from? When I talk about the desire and your desire is your power base, I'm not talking about addictive desire. That's why I say, where does it come from? I'm not talking about drunk dialing desire. I'm not talking about amped up desire to dominate the world. I'm not talking about late night desire for a half gallon of ice cream or the heroin addict's desire for the next hit. Those kind of desires don't come from a relaxed nervous system, from stillness. Even rather than calling them desires, I've kind of been looking for a different name for those, because when my nervous system is amped up and my nervous system is not relaxed, the things that my mind thinks I want in those moments are actually little trauma reactions. Those kinds of when I say where's your desire coming from, if it's coming from an activated nervous system, it might be more of a trauma reaction. Or it might be what I think I want might be more of a needy or codependent feeling. It might be more of a compulsion or an obsession. Or when my nervous system is activated, what I think I want might be actually some avoidant numbing or avoidant distracting from what's really best for me. So what is a healthy desire? That's where I'm saying it depends on where. The question is, where's my desire coming from? Is it coming from an activated nervous system? Or is it coming from a place of stillness, a relaxed nervous system, safety in your body? Is it coming from your soul? The desire that I'm talking about, that is your nuclear powerhouse, is coming straight from your soul. And we hear that kind of desire when our nervous system is relaxed, what we call safety in the body, that place of stillness where your thinking mind is at rest. When we're in stillness, when we're in that quiet place, that's when your soul speaks to you loud and clear. And it's those desires I'm talking about. I'm talking about your deepest desires that lead to your soul's ultimate desire, which is why you came here on earth. After all, where else would your actual mission lie? Where else would your life purpose be hiding? Your soul's calling, your passion and purpose, your mission, your desire, your deep desire will lead you there, because your deep desires are infinitely beautiful and they are who you truly are. And I believe the reason that more of us are not living a life that is what we desire is that we're letting other people's agendas for us override our best interest and keep us too busy, occupied, moving fast. And when we're moving fast, our nervous system is what? Activated. So we're in a world that is trying to keep your nervous system activated so that you never find your deepest power source, your heart's deep desires. I believe that that's actually what the whole of the dark side is set up to do. Just keep us distracted and numbed out from getting quiet and still and slowing down and spending time with ourselves in a quiet and still place so that we can get in touch with our innate powerhouse of desire, our heart's deepest desires. So how does all of this apply in the bedroom? How does all of this apply to sex? All the things I've already said about desire are simply amplified in the bedroom. They're just amplified when we bring it all to the world of sexuality. How much of your sex life is exactly what you want? How much of your sex life is exactly the way you desire it? Because the same way that different groups have given desire a bad name, they've definitely given sexual desire a bad name. They've given that a worse name. So we have been taught that sexual desire itself is naughty, bad, dirty, wrong, and all of that is keeping us out of our highest powers. My sexual energy is the most potent energy force in my human body, and so is yours. So if oppressive forces can keep that down in me and keep yours down, they have suppressed the most powerful part of us, our sexual drive, our sexual desire drive. That desire drive is so powerful and so muted by the customs of this society. You know, we are taught in a subtle ways through our culture that when we go into the bedroom, we're there to serve. We're there to serve the other. So whether you're in a male body, a female body, or anywhere in between, at this point, the culture has a way of showing you that when you are sexual with someone else, you should be in service, you should be giving. But what happens if everybody in the sexual experience is giving? That's right, that means nobody's receiving. So if I am trying to help you meet your desires in the bedroom all the time, and you come into the bedroom and you're always trying to help me meet my desires in the bedroom, we are crisscrossing over and nobody's getting any desires met. Because so often we're not even taught to ask people what their desires are. So I'm in there trying to get their desires met in the bedroom without asking them. So without knowing what they are, that means I am taking a bunch of stabs in the dark and guessing. So it turns out that our sex life without desire is just a whole bunch of stabbing in the dark and guessing. And our lives without desire is a whole bunch of alarm clocks and sitting in traffic and toxic management at work and clocking in and clocking out and getting up when we don't want to and being tired and giving most of all of our energy to something we don't even believe in. So that is why I believe that the desire drive is so important in our society. It's so important that we learn to take sovereignty back and find. I would love you to find your deepest desire, your desire drive, and start letting your desires drive your life, both in and out of the bedroom. And there are beautiful ways to discover those desires. I like to use two pathways into finding deep desire. One of them is through my body, and another one is through my dreams, and I mean daydreams. I like to find my soul's desire through my body and through my dreams. And once I know my desire, and I teach these methods as well. This is what I do for a living, is I teach these methods of how to find your desire from that quiet place. And then safe, effective, consensual, and dignified and honoring ways to make your desires come true and get what you desire and enjoy the pleasure of all of your desires fulfilled as much as the other person wants to give you your desires. And I teach, guide, and coach all along those lines for a living of how we interact with one another in a way that I can have my highest desires met and you can have your highest desires met while we're together through some very simple and honoring communication techniques, so that no matter what happens, everybody is in an open-hearted position at all times. So it just comes around to the basic awareness that I am ready to step into more of a desire drive. I'm ready to step into a more desire-driven life. And I'm going to find people and places who can help me learn about that. Because what might start as a basic awareness, most people I talk to about desire, the starting place is, River, I don't know what I desire. I only know the activated nervous system version of things because that's what I've been doing every day. I get it, and that is natural in this culture. That's the natural way to be. And so starting with that place, the beginning is to learn how to become aware of your own desires, a deeper heart's desires, to slow down, to really find that desire through your body, through your dreams, to learn how to move on that desire in a way that is respectful and honoring to all around you. Starting to insist on a life that's led more by your desire, a life that you fully consent to. And eventually, as your life becomes more in line with your desire, more fully consensual, I would say, then you start to ask, what are the higher desires for me? I want everything in my life to unfold as I desire. I am now a creator of the universe around me, and my desires are leading my creations. Maybe if we followed our desire from the small things to the bigger things, all the way to our desire for this lifetime, our passion, our purpose, our mission in this lifetime, which is where this inquiry leads. Maybe if more of us followed this desire-driven life, maybe then we would no longer let our leaders go to war in our name against our consent. Maybe we would no longer let our leaders take action in our name that we do not agree with. Maybe more of us would be standing in our glorious sovereignty, and the whole of humanity would shift and change to become one that honors every person's heart's desire and soul's purpose and unique gifts. Maybe then we would accept our true nature as an infinite light being, a walking master of light who has come to earth to create the world we want to live in. What I'm talking about today is what I've dedicated my life to supporting others in, and for many years I have been teaching, training, and guiding on how to find these parts of you and live a life that is sovereign, more sovereign and honoring of all. And standing in your sovereignty and standing in your desire, you become a model for all. You liberate everyone around you when you liberate yourself into your own desire and become a model for not allowing other people to do things in your name anymore that you don't agree with, for not allowing life to be full of suffering and toil and angst for you or others. That's not what we came here to do. So if you would like some support with this, first of all, I want to hear from you. Just communicate with me. If you see this podcast on a social media platform, go ahead and comment, and I'll find that comment. Or go to my website, riverroaring.com, and shoot me an email, and let's get into a personal relationship. Just click on Let's Connect, Hey River, let's talk, and give me an email with your question, reflection, or insight in what you're going through right now. If you'd like to take a deep dive, I offer a weekend workshop where in one weekend you can significantly shift your own hearing of your own desire and your own practice of making your own desires come true, as well as saying no to those things that you're actually a no to. In one weekend, you will have a chance to really meaningfully retrain your body. Many people travel into Austin for this workshop. I have been facilitating this weekend workshop for 8 years. And we are constantly having more and more people come in from out of state to participate. So please come on into Austin. The next workshop is next month in May, the 29th to 31st. And hit my website at riverroaring.com to learn about it. If you are called to have one-on-one support, private guidance, and money is just not your biggest concern anymore. Now your biggest concern is making sure that in this lifetime you reach your own passion and purpose. And if you're ready to warmly include your sexuality along with all the rest of your personal growth and expansion, perhaps I'm the guide for you. So I have an opening right now to work with one person one-on-one. And you can find out more about that as well on my website, River Roaring. And I'm talking mainly here about the Keystone program. So if you get to my website, click on Keystone and find out how we could become pretty much BFFs, and you can have someone who actually gets to know you really well and can answer your questions and give you personal training and personal guidance for exactly where you are right now so that you can reach your own dreams. So if you can afford it, why not have a personal guide? Go to riverroaring.com, click on the Keystone, and let's have a phone call about that one. Because, my love, I am on earth to support all of those who are called to bring maximum love and light into their lives, liberating self-expression in all the realms where all is sacred, connecting with you to create a cosmic web of love and light throughout the realms. Because just the fact that you're listening to me right now, no matter when you hear this, creates a connection of love and light between us, my darling. And we have a web that we're forming around the world. Because together we can step into a more harmonious vibration. Together we can fly higher, shifting human consciousness forever for the highest good of all beings. So, my darling, may you live a more desire-driven life. May you do what you want to do every single day, and may that be for the highest good. And on this journey, may the love be with you, and may the love be with us all.